If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So the video I'm doing today is one that I've wanted to do for a very long time now. And if you're one of those weirdos who actually read the title, this video is about my old band. Before YouTube became my main creative outlet, my band was. So this video is simply a story of how my band came to be and about it and stuff, and just the overall highs and lows and general experience of being in your own band. So to start things off, if you didn't know, I was in a band called Wasted Space for 5 years. And the reason I say was because we died last year. Yeah. We didn't even announce it. We didn't tell anyone. It just stopped. I'll get to why and all the reasons that built up to it later. So don't click away, please. So what is our story? How did Wasted Space come to be? So you might remember or know my friend Steve. He's shown up in this video, in this video, in this video, and this video. He's also been behind the camera for this video, and this video. I've known Steve, unfortunately, for 18 years, I believe. All through childhood into adulthood. You're a good guy, Steve. Thanks for being alive. When we were 15, myself and Steve both realized we shared a massive interest for the band Green Day. As well as that, we both loved a big series of punk and pop punk bands, and I've been listening to pop punk since day one. We got together with a good friend of ours, Andy, from who I went to school with, and we played some music together. So this is me with my first ever bass. So we all play guitar, and out of the three of us, I was the worst. So I became the bassist. I defend that by saying I've always liked bass. Nah, bass is fucking awesome. But anyway, that didn't really last very long because we weren't ready to be in a band. We couldn't find a drummer, so it died. About a year later, aged 16, I believe, myself and Steve met up again and we got our first drummer and Wasted Space became a thing. Originally, Steve wanted the band to be called Lamp Fist, which I've been saying for years now is the worst name for a band ever. What the fuck? Stay. Lamp Fist, terrible band name. Wasted Space isn't that great, but it's better than Lamp Fist. Shut up, Steve. We started playing basically Green Day and punk covers and started eventually writing our own music, eventually gigging in the local Cork scene, and the rest is history. I even went to the effort of writing out a timeline of Wasted Space for this video. Great. In 2011, age just turned 17, we had our formation and we played our first ever gig, December 11th, 2011. 2012 is when most of the time drummer Cian joined the band. A small note, disclaimer thing, we were kind of half infamous for going through a few lineup changes as lots of bands do. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to refer to myself, Steve, and Cian, if you don't mind. The reason why is kind of self-explanatory. I just don't want to get into, talking about ex-members because they mightn't like me doing that, or I might say something wrong, so I'll just kind of leave it as myself, Steve, and Cian. So yeah, back to 2012, Cian joined the band, we played loads of gigs, and we started writing a good few original songs, which were all terrible. In 2013, we recorded our first ever single and B-side, Jokes on You and Up to Me, and we made our first ever music video. This was actually my first taste at being a filmmaker as well, which would lead on to now. Everything was going great. We had a fucking class music video for 18-year-olds and a decent sound, this, that, and the other. And then Cian left. And later on that year, we picked up Wasted Space again with a completely different lineup. This time we were a 4-piece. On to 2014, we spent the first half of that year playing loads of Battle of the Bands. We actually won CIT's Battle of the Bands, and this led us, the prize for that was to go to a recording studio, and at that studio we were and at that recording studio, we recorded our first EP. 2015 rolled around, went through another lineup change. We played Independence, which is Ireland's festival for independent acts. Now, we were the first on the first night on one of the smallest stages, but I still played Independence. And proof of that is here. See there I go, spinning around. Oh god, I was ugly. And then once we played Independence, we started recording EP number 2, which is called Nowhere to Run. 2016 rolled around, we recorded another music video, we released the EP, and the band started to die, and eventually died. That's the timeline of Wasted Space. You might be wondering, probably not, but what was my role in Wasted Space? I pride myself as one of the founding members, as I was the one who got on to Steve, my best friend, at age 16 and asked, do you want to make a punk band? I was the bassist for the whole time of being in the band, but my singing role went from backing vocalist to lead vocalist in our latter years. Steve started out as main lead vocalist because out of the two of us, he was the least worst. We were a pop punk, a punk band. We didn't really care of how good we were. We just wanted to write music and enjoy ourselves. And that's what it's all about, kids. And as well, since day one, I always had a massive interest in the songwriting process, from lyrics to actually writing the band's arranged musics. Over the various lineups, the band members always contributed their own parts. But I think even for the last EP we did, I'd written every single one of the lyrics. Not gonna say it's especially good or anything. It was just what I did. It was one of my roles. It was great. And now, onto the bit you probably came for. What are the pros and cons of being in a band? I suppose, of course, first of all, the pros are being in a band is fucking class. It's fucking so much fun. It's such an amazing feeling to come onto a stage and having a good crowd that's into you, that might even know your music and enjoy themselves, and it's just great. It's a great outlet for creativity, for your emotions, songwritingly. It's a great thing to do, and I would advise it if you are into music and you have friends that are into music. The cons! Oh boy. In short, the worst part about being in a band is the drama. Obviously, it's something that's hard to avoid when you're in a band with like-minded people and everyone wants to get their message and opinions across, and some people, including myself, mightn't take someone else's opinion the right way. For the 5 years that Wasted Space was going, that was what I wanted my life to be. It was something I was good at and so passionate about, and that's what I wanted my career to be. But obviously, things don't go according to plan. One of the big things that made me not enjoy being in a band anymore was internal conflict. Maybe I was hard to get along with, maybe the other people, situation were hard to get on with, but either way there was clashing, there was opinions, there was drama, there was what you expect out of that kind of thing. I'm obviously over it, and I can look back at it and just go, yeah, that's what happens, and shit like that does happen. And eventually, when it was dying away, I was completely okay with it. I do get sad sometimes when I listen to our music, mainly because it's terrible. Just remembering the best moments of it, the good times. Obviously, nostalgia is dangerous. And another small thing that you wouldn't expect was I became lead singer because a member who was lead singer had left, and instead of we couldn't find someone to replace them, so I stepped up and became the lead singer. I thought it was cool at the start, and I was really eager and determined and pushed to do it, but because I'm very self-conscious and self-deprecating and all those wonderful things, but I ended up hating what I was doing. I hated being the singer. I hated listening to myself. I was terrible for comparing myself to people who were better than me, and it was just that was shit as well. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what the band was. Loads of good things, a fair few bad things that come with shit naturally, but it was overall one of the best times of my life. Wasted Space will always have a massive soft spot in my lungs, and I appreciate everything it taught me and the experiences I got out of it. Stop getting sentimental, Dara. I think that's all I have to say on my band experience. If you would like to actually listen to the music we made or watch the music videos, I'll leave a link in the description. You can listen away at your own speed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for everyone who's been watching, who supports this channel. This is now my creative outlet, so I'll see you next week, and have a good time being alive. Goodbye.